Hello, my stamping friends. Here we are on Tuesday, January 9th, and we're here for my class in a flash. That is also my celebration kickoff party, so I'm so excited. For those of you who aren't familiar with Celebration, it's Stampin' Up's annual sale, and when you purchase, place a product order of $50 or more, you get to pick an item for free, and there are some fabulous ones. So I am going to be showcasing 3 today. But first, before I really get into the fun stamping, I want to show you this awesome glass mat. One of our best deals is actually the starter kit. So when you join my team and become a Rhinestone Rebel, you can choose to get this glass mat for free. It's 17 by 14 inches. It's got a thin chamois for easy cleanup. I did already get mine wet, that's why it looks, it's got these little creases in it, but there really aren't creases. And when it dries, it's a solid color. I'm sure it will stain. And then there's this silicone mat that you can use if you're doing watercoloring, or if you you want to mix your colors. Or these little bins hold our Stampin' spots perfectly. Look at that. Also, this stays put. Let me move this out of the way so I can show you. Look at that. It doesn't fall off. How cool is that? So this makes, if you do a lot of sponging, like I love to do messy ink work. I have a few friends that do not like it. And that's fine. We all have our own techniques. But this makes cleanup a breeze. You don't have to worry about the ink transfer, especially with this nice little chamois. And it's just barely wet, and I can just go back and I can start stamping again right away. So I'm really excited about this. It's a $60 value. During Celebration, it's free. Or if you're not interested in a glass mat, you can get an additional $30 in product in your starter kit. The starter kit's $99. That includes shipping, so that's a great deal. Normally it's $125 of product of your choice, but during Celebration, that would be, if you don't get the glass mat, that would be $155 for $99 plus tax. Best deal ever. So anyway, let's get to stamping. I'm going to start off making this really cute card using the Trusty Tools bundle. That's a Trusty Tools bundle. I kind of, I've been turned around, so you might not have heard me. The Trusty Tools bundle is in the mini catalog. It's so cute. I love it. So you can buy the stamp sets die separately, but it has hammer pieces, wrench pieces, paintbrush. There's a wrench. These are pieces to build needle nose pliers, tape measure, drill. This is a pencil, which it will, the individual dies will cut out the stamped images. Here's like the little pegboard, and then this you can build a little toolbox with. What's in Celebration though is awesome is designer paper that coordinates. So let's see, the dies will cut out this. Let's see, and let's see, the hammer. Oh, there goes my Eddie cat. It'll cut out the not that wrench. It'll cut out one of the wrenches. I don't know. I'm not going to look too hard. A tape measure. This is kind of like a toolbox print. Here's a neat little background. Here are screwdrivers, and then if you flip it over, we've got some nice solids. And here's some more pegboard, nuts and bolts, and another gray granite. So this paper is very awesome, great for men and ladies, because we do like to create too. And it coordinates wonderfully with that stamp set and die set. So with a $50 purchase, you can choose that designer paper. let me pause this, tend to that kitty, and I'll be right back. Okay, he's just mad at me because I won't take him outside. I have to take him out on a leash, otherwise he goes a little crazy on me. We live on a busy road, so I don't trust him out there. Actually, I don't trust the drivers out there. All right. So with my class in a flashes, when you spend or make a purchase of $25 or more, you'll receive this card kit in the mail. You do need to use this host code. Oops, there you go. You can see it now. The only reason why I put this paper down is because there's this horrible glare from my light. So I figured you wouldn't really want to see that. But yep, there's a host code. And let's get making this cute card. All right, so I'm using Lost Lagoon. And then of course some of this designer paper. A little bit of Poppy Parade. I think that's all my pieces that I need. Oh yeah, a piece of white for the inside, because inside we have a cute little thing there. Tape measure, that's what that is. Okay, I already went ahead and die cut my hammer just because, you know, that takes a little bit of time. So I don't need that piece of paper. That actually was enough for 2 hammers. And let's see, this card is super easy. I've already embossed this layer here with the Timber 3D embossing folder, and you can find that in the annual catalog, or of course online. You can find everything online. You know what, I always forget to bring a little trash bin over. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead, place that right there, kind of center it. It's gonna have about a 1/4 inch border all the way around. Then we'll take the nuts and bolts designer paper. Sometimes it takes me a moment to get my adhesive going. And this is going to go about 1.5 inches from the bottom. And we're just going to line that up right along with the edge of the card, not the edge of our little border or our background matting. Next, I'm going to take some black memento ink. I really hate having this paper on my glass mat. It kind of defeats the purpose. Oops. I over inked my memento black, so hopefully this won't be too goopy. Yeah, look at that poor W. Let's flip this over, try that again. So even though I'm aware, I mean, I could take a napkin to it and absorb some of that extra ink. I decided I'd just be careful, but apparently I forgot just now. All right, since we've got that out, let's go ahead. And I'm stamping the tape measure for the inside. And this designer paper uses Poppy Parade, Gray Granite, Lost Lagoon, and crushed curry. So what I'm doing is I'm just coloring what I would think would be the gray bits with the Gray Granite. We don't have crushed curry blends, but the Daffodil Delight, the dark is pretty dark. It's kind of a darker shade, so I always use that in when I'm looking for more of a crushed curry look. And you can always layer color on top of each other to make it darker. So if I added another layer of daffodil to that, it would make it even darker. this is another reason why I already did the hammer, because it does take me a little while to color. And I don't really know how to edit my videos, so, so you'll have to fast forward on your own, because I haven't quite figured out how to edit my videos to fast forward in certain parts. It is on my list of things to learn, though, so here's hoping. All right, so just stick that inside. Next, we will add some adhesive to the back of this. And I got this just by cutting little strips off of the other designer paper. I think, yep, that is a little bit longer, not much than that. So just scooch it over a little. Like that, about 3/4 of an inch from the bottom edge. We're going to go ahead and use just regular adhesive on the back of our hammer. And put that at a jaunty angle. A few more dimensionals on the back of the You're the Most Awesome. Plop that down there. And then we are going to use, I love these, they're called Adhesive Backed Sparkle Gems. And they're black, gold, and silver. And I think they're so cute. So I'm going to use these. And actually we're going to use these on all 3 of the projects. So when you get one of these kits, you will get the supplies to make 2 of each of these card designs. That's my little gift to you. So there's our trusty tool. Let me get some of this out of the way. Next, we're going to use, I love this, love this, the watercolor melon. It is just such a fun, cheery little stamp set. It's I mean, how can it not make you smile? And it's so easy to use. So this is the card we're creating. Now I created this with another demonstrator and I didn't have that same set of dies. I can't remember the name, but it is an online exclusive. And I know there's a circle, that rectangle. Can't remember what other shapes there are in there. Let me get all my pieces here. I think that's it. And a ribbon. Okay, this card also uses the black and white gingham. I'm using the scallop from the scallop contour dies. These have been around for a bit, and they are a great standby. I love them. We're using the Sweet Sorbet ink pad and Granny Apple Green, and then we're using the Memento Black again. We're also using the Modern Oval Punch. And I'll show you why in a few minutes. I'll show you anyway, because we'll be using it. So this is the card we're making. I don't know if you can tell, but in here, the Sweet Sorbet is embossed with the Raindrops embossing folder, and it kind of gives it like the watermelon seed look. I love that. I thought that was really cool. So let's get going with this one. So this is a fun, quick little fold. We'll go ahead, we'll put this on the inside. We're just centering this. Like so, and then we'll set it aside. Next, let's go ahead and stamp our watermelon pieces. So you'll see we do need a full watermelon, a little half watermelon, and a big slice. So just ink that up. stamp it on here. Hopefully my ink pad doesn't need more ink. I think it might, but that's not too bad. We'll go with it. Now this one, I'm going to punch or stamp it in this direction, and that's because these images will punch out with the modern label or the modern oval punch, and I just think that's fantastic. Let me go ahead and we'll stamp the inside. Okay, and now I'm gonna stamp this slice all the way over here. And the reason being is that this label is going to punch way into here, and I don't want to chop off part of my slice. So I'm trying to think ahead. Sometimes it works, sometimes it does not. All right, now here are some little seeds. Let's go ahead and stamp some of those, because we weren't paying attention and didn't buy a seedless watermelon. Okay, I better move those away, so I know I'll put my hand in it. Alright, so let's punch out this one. And then look at that. Now all we have to do voila, that one's stamped and cut. Now this one's a tricky one, but really, it's not bad. Go ahead, I'm gonna cut out the bite, and you'll see I am not cutting right along that line. I am just going close to it because your eye will automatically go to the stamped line, and it's not going to really pay much attention to the white. All right, next, I don't know if you can tell in here, but there's some detail on there. And what we're going to do is we're just going to stamp this whole watermelon. You know, I'm going to stamp one in the middle first. And then we'll stamp one up top here. And that just gives it some added depth and dimension. And I think that's a really neat look. Let's get my chamois here. Clean off any ink that might be on there. Next, we can put this together. I did not put a greeting on this. I don't know. I figured that's just perfect for handwriting. If you have a little hello or a little you're so sweet, that would be really cute on there. But I left mine blank. I tend to do that when I'm creating cards, just for my own personal use, because I never quite know what I'm going to need. And then when I have a need, I can just throw, like if I needed a thank you, that would be perfect. Happy birthday to a best friend who loves watermelons, that's perfect. All right, so let's wrap this ribbon. You should get enough to tie a bow. If not, if you don't like tying bows, tie a little knot. It'll be just as cute. You gotta play with that just a bit. There. Isn't that sweet? since this is a little smaller than my sample, I'm going to put it down and under just a touch. Actually, I don't like it down that far. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. I'm actually going to tuck it under there. I think that'll be cute. And then I'm going to line it up along the dashed line down there. Yeah, I like that. There we go. That's cute. Now I'm going to use dimensionals. Also kind of securing that ribbon in place. I think I can go in a little deeper like that. You want to make sure you don't put them too far over because you don't want them to overhang this green edge, because then your card won't open. All right, we're going to kind of center that. That looks pretty good. And then, actually, that's kind of opposite of what my trick. I was going to show you a trick. And I forgot a piece. You actually need 2 of these, but it will work this way as well. So I'm putting adhesive on the back side of my second scallop. I am going to line it up with this one here, and I'm going to hold them together like so, and I'm going to close it and put it down, and then I can open it up and rub it down, and now they should be lined up pretty much exactly. Then I'm going to go ahead and glue down my other watermelon. Very cute. Now let's add some bling. There. And that sweet little watermelon card is done. How cute is that? All right, now for our third card. And this card I actually got the inspiration from the Sale-a-bration brochure itself. And let's see here. So I'm going to show you there's 2 different variations that I created. And I'm just going to make the one. The only difference is this I sponged the background of the basic white to give it more clouds, and this one is just plain white. So if you don't like sponging, then I would just make them with the plain white, and it's beautiful. But if you like to be a little messy, then I've got you covered. All right, and you will get a little stencil for your sponging. I'm actually going to use one of our blending brushes. And let me put that there. And this this card actually features these little strips. let me show you. The designer paper is called Sunny Days, and it is here in the Sale-a-bration brochure. Sorry for flipping these so quick. Here we go. It is such a great assortment of designer papers. It's florals, it's fruits, it's rainy day weather, it's sunny, it's just really sweet. And I'll show it to you a little bit bigger so you can really get a good idea. So we've got strawberries, cherries, clouds, green flowers. I love that one. That's my favorite. And then those pretty red poppies. I think they're poppies. I don't know. I'm calling them poppies. Then we've got some butterflies, and then just some great solids, sunshine. We got some rainbows, and we got some more clouds. So this is a great little paper that I'll kind of mix and match coordinates together. So let's get sponging. Now when I'm doing the sponging on a card like this, I start at the top and I work my way down. And that's because I usually tend to have my lighter colors up top and then it'll be darker by the cloud. If you start here, you're going to have all sorts of weird nonsense going on, for lack of a better word. So what I do is I kind of angle my little stencil template here. And I start off the edge. Let me just get that out of the way. It's bothering me. Give me some more room. Alright, so I start off the edge and I work towards the stencil. And at first, it really doesn't look like you're doing much. But watch when I take this away. Isn't that awesome? And then I'm going to move it down again. I'm going to angle it the other way a little bit. Shift it a little bit so the clouds aren't quite the same right underneath each other. And now here I'm just kind of rubbing it right along the cloud line. So we'll still have some white up there. And now I'm going to shift it down. And you can see I've got another layer there. And I'm going to do this 2 more times. I did not think to do one of these ahead of time. So sorry, you're going to have to suffer with me. I'll try to be quick. But I do love doing the sponging, and these blending brushes are so nice. They're really soft bristles, so you really get some nice coverage. Whereas the sponges, it seems to be a little more spotty. So let's do this one more time. I'll have to get used to that glass tapping sound. That's the thing. Now I'm going to come up from the bottom edge and I'm going to put some ink down there, just so it looks more cohesive. There. See, it really doesn't take too long. Get that closed up. I'm sure there's blue ink all over here, even though I really can't see it. I'll get that wiped off. And now I'm using the Kindest Wishes or Kindest Expression stamp set. This is in the annual catalog, and I just thought Sending Sunshine and Rainbows would be perfect with this. And let's see. I tend to like my words darker, but of course black would just be way too dark for this. So I'm using Shaded Spruce, which is a glorious deep green. And it's also the green that is in the designer paper. And hopefully that's centered. Yep, looks pretty good. Could probably use a little more ink on that, but that's all right. And now these are the sides of the paper that I am using. Yes, that's the order. Now these are a little bit longer than what you need. So you can do this one of 2 ways. You can either line it up that's not the one I wanted first. you can either line it up along the top edge and trim off the excess, or you can put it in the middle and trim it off on both ends. It doesn't matter. And if you want, you can even change the papers around and really make it your own. So I'm going about it's more than 1/4 of an inch, maybe about 3/8 of an inch, because it's definitely not a 1/2 inch away from the edge. And then I'm just leaving about 1/8 of an inch or so between the strips of designer paper. And yes, it did kill me to cut up this paper for just a little strip. But it was perfect. And the other side's perfect. What you gonna do? Good thing I have a whole nother sheet that I can make some cards with. There we go. So next, go ahead and get a card here. A card base. This is going to glue on flush. Oh, I got to get out my little my clouds. Where are my pieces packed up? Here we go. The clouds, there's a stamp set called Give It a Whirl, and it creates those motion cards where you can, it's like a little spinner, and you can, you twist the edge and the different things pop up in the different windows. It's actually a great set. It's got stars and hearts and clouds in it also, along with the mechanism to actually make a spin card. So I pulled out the clouds from that, and then I looked in my at my punches, and I actually did have a cloud punch. So I'm like, oh, silly me. But I do like how these are stitched. And this circle is, you can see the deckled edge. Maybe better from there. That is part of our deckled edge circle dies, which they were in the holiday catalog, but now they are an online exclusive. So they're still available, but they're not featured in any catalog, just on the online store. And I'm glad, because these are they're really cute. And I love the deckled edge rectangles. So, all right, so I'm putting that there. I use dimensionals for our greeting. I'm going to tuck this second cloud underneath. And then the third cloud I will use dimensionals on. I need to kind of figure out my placement so I know where to put my dimensionals. I don't want it to interfere with the circle. So there we go. And next we will use the gold glitter embellishments, if I can figure out where to put them. Oh, here they are. You know, you wouldn't think I'd lose things. I'm just working on a little area. I always tend to go for one big and two little. I don't know why, but that's what I like. But you can use whatever you want. And I do want to show you a little trick that I wish I remembered where I saw it. But another demonstrator, said that she cuts the edge of her packaging so you can slide them in and out. And that is so much easier than trying to deal with I mean, it is self-adhesive, so that's nice, but it's so much easier to slide them in and out from the side than to try to open up the flap and close it back up. So that's my little tip. So here are the cards. Thank you for stamping with me today. Be sure to use my host code F7FKWKRN. If you would like to receive a card kit to recreate these cards, it just includes the consumables, the cardstock, and the designer paper and the ribbon. So you need to provide your own stamped images, but you can easily, doll these up however you want. And I'd love to see what you do with them. So anyway, you have until Sunday the 15th to place an order to get this card kit for free. Your order must be at least $25, but it's Sale-a-bration. You need to take advantage of that and get something free with a $50 order as well. And as always, reach out to me with any questions. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. Bye.